Hello, dear children. Welcome to our digital school and a very warm welcome to the English class. Children, before we start our today's topic, I want every one of you to be ready with your English textbook, English notebook, and a pencil in your hand. So children, get ready quickly. And here we go. Our today's topic, we are going to learn a story. And our chapter's name is Rescue. What is rescue? Rescue means saving someone out of their danger. Today, we will learn a story about a little girl named Rita. How she has rescued a dog and how she won her love and confidence and they become good friends. Let's start, children. Children, first I will read and then I will explain. One day, Rita was walking home from school. She tripped over her loose shoelace. As she bent over to tie the shoelace, she heard a sound. It was coming from a little side street. She listened for a minute. That sounds like a dog whimpering, she thought. I wonder if it's hurt. Rita walked slowly into the side street. She saw a pile of broken boxes. A dog was lying in the middle of the mess. Our story begins here. One day, Rita was coming home from school and she suddenly fell down. You know why did she fall down? Because of her shoelace. The shoelace was open. What do you do when your shoelace is open? Correct. She also bent down and she was tying her shoelace. But as she was tying, she suddenly heard some sound coming. And she was looking around here and there. And she was trying to find out where was this sound coming from. Then she got to know that the sound was coming from the side street. The street that is on the other side of the road. She went closer to that place and there she found a dog whimpering, making some low crying sound of a dog. She thought that the dog is little bit hurt. She moved very slowly towards that dog. And you know what did she saw? She saw that a dog was in that dirty place, an untidy place where the boxes were kept on one top of the other. Oh, you poor thing, you must be hungry, said Rita. The poor dog was so skinny, its ribs were sticking out. Rita went close to see if the dog was hurt. She wanted to help, but she knew she shouldn't pick up a strange dog. I think I'll go and get you something to eat, she whispered to the dog. She ran home for food and water. Her house was nearby. Children, you know what did this Rita do? She saw the dog. The dog was very thin. The dog was very, very thin. Its bones, the ribs were there, no, of the rib cage. That bones were sticking to the skin. She was very sad. She felt pity for the dog. So she said, "You must be hungry. I'll get some food for you." She closely went to see the dog. She knew that if I go closer and I try to pick it up, it can harm me because the dog does not know me. I am an unknown person to the dog. She tells the dog that I'll get some food for you to eat. And she runs to her home. Her home was very close by. Rita placed the food and dish of water near the dog. Then she left, but stopped near the corner and looked back. She wanted to see what the dog would do. After a few minutes, the hungry dog crept over to the food and water. He ate a little and took a drink of water. Every day, the thoughtful girl brought food for the dog. In a few days, she was able to come closer. The dog was looking better. His ribs didn't stick out anymore. Now Rita, what did she do? She went home and what did she bring? She brought food and she also brought a dish of water and kept it near the dog. Then she moved away. She thought, if I'll stand, the dog will not have its food. And slowly she moved away and she hid herself. She tried to hide herself from the dog. After some time, the dog was hungry now. Yes. So the dog came towards the food. It moved very slowly towards the food and it ate a little food and also drank the water. Now, Rita was very much caring. She was very thoughtful for the dog. She was concerned. So every day she brought food for the dog. And what happens, in some days, in those few days, she was able to come more closer to the dog. Now the dog knew that every day my friend will come and she will give me food. I will eat the food and I will drink the water. And as the days passed by, the dog started becoming better. Now it was no more skinny. It became little fat. And now the ribs were not seen. One day, Rita's kindness was rewarded. The dog ran up to her when she came with the food. Rita let the dog smell her hand. Then she gently patted his head. When Rita started to leave, she heard a sound behind her. She peeked over her shoulder and saw the dog following her. Now what happens is, every day she used to come and feed the dog. Now they become friends, correct? Now they both become friends. So now Rita was very caring. She was very kind to the dog and she finally got her reward. One day what happens is the dog comes when Rita came with the food. This dog runningly went to Rita. It ran up to Rita and it started smelling her. Then what she did, she gently patted. She just moved her hand over the dog and she just gave a pat. And when Rita was leaving, she heard some sound behind her. And what did she see? She saw that the dog is following her. When she reached home, Rita called, "Mother, come and see what I have." Her mother came to the front door and looked out. "So this is where all the leftovers have been going," she said. Yes. So Rita and the dog both reached home. And when Rita reaches home, she quickly calls out to her mother and she tells, "Mother, see what I have for you. I have a very big surprise for you." So her mother comes out and she looks out, and what does she finds with Rita? She finds a dog. And when she looks at the dog, she understood that Rita was taking all the food that was not eaten by them and she gave it to the little dog. So she said, "So this is where the leftovers were going." Now Rita explained how she had found the homeless dog and what she had been doing. "He doesn't have a home, Mother. I think he would make a good pet," said Rita. "But you have to take care of him," said Mother. They took the little dog to a vet for a checkup. "This is a tough little guy," said the vet. "He'll be fine with good care and love." Now Rita was very much excited. She tells her mother how did she find the dog, how she took care of the dog, and she tells that, "Mama, this dog has no home, so we need to make it a pet. Can we make this dog a pet?" Yes, so mother was also happy with Rita and they decided to keep the dog with them. But mother tells, "Yes, we can keep it, but we need to take care of the dog." So they took this dog to the vet. You know who is a vet? A vet is a person who treats the dog. Like we go to a doctor, same way the animal doctor is called as vet. So they took the little dog to the vet. The vet tells that he's a tough little guy and with good care and love he will be fine soon. They brought their pet home. Mother gave the dog a bath. Rita fixed a bed for the dog on the floor. It was by her own bed. The dog first looked at the bed on the floor and then at Rita's bed. He hopped up onto Rita's bed and fell asleep there. Rita climbed into her bed with a smile. She fell asleep thinking, "Now I have my own dog. I wonder what should I name him." Now Rita was very happy when the animal doctor told that he will be fine soon if you take care and if you love him a lot. So they both came home and Rita's mother took the dog and gave it a bath. And what happens, Rita takes the dog to her room, and what she did, she prepares a bed for the dog on the floor. The dog went to Rita, and when it saw the bed on the floor, it was just staring at the bed, and then it was looking at the bed where Rita would sleep. It looked here, it looked there, then it was thinking, and finally it jumped into Rita's bed and it fell asleep there. When Rita came to the place, she saw that the dog was sleeping in her bed. Rita very happily climbed into a bed and she also slept there. And in the sleep, she was thinking, now I have my own dog. So what should I keep his name? Can you suggest? I will note all your suggestions, okay? Yes, children. What do we learn from this lesson? We need to be kind and generous even to the little animals. If you show them love, if you show them concern, if you take care of them, they will also love you. You should not be harsh with them. You should love them and you should care for those little animals. Can we do a quick recap of the lesson, children? Yes. So for that, close your books quickly. Very good. Yes. So this is Rita's dog. And the dog looks skinny. Its rib is also seen. And where is this dog lying? This dog is lying near the dirty place. Boxes are piled up on top of the other. So this was the place where the dog was lying. And this was because it was very skinny, it was hungry, it was very fainted, it was crying. And who heard its cry? Yes, Rita heard its cry. So Rita every day fed the dog with some food and water. And they soon became good friends like this. So Rita brought the dog to her home. And now she introduces the dog to her mother. And what does her mother tell? And she asks her mother first that can we keep the dog with us? So her mother happily tells yes. And she is also telling that we need to take care of the dog. And they finally keep the dog with them. And you know what happens? This is Rita with a dog, and the dog is sleeping on Rita's bed, and they both are very, very happy. What is the moral of the story, children? The moral of the story is we need to be kind to the animals. We should show them love, and they will be friends with us. There are some meanings in this chapter. Let's read it. Now open your notebooks and write down these meanings in your notebook. The first one, tripped, that means almost fell because the foot was caught on something. Next one, side street, a street branching off a road. Whimpering, making low, weak, crying noises. Next is pile, heap or a number of things placed on top of each other. Mess, that means a dirty or untidy collection of things. Skinny, that means very thin. Next, you have to write it down along with me. Ribs, that means curved bones of the chest. Sticking out, that means that could be easily seen. Strange means unknown. Whispered, spoke in a low, quiet voice. Crept, moved slowly, quietly and carefully. Thoughtful, kind, caring about others. Thoughtful means to be kind and caring about others. Peeked, looked quickly and secretly. Not over. Two more children, that's all. Leftovers, food that has not been eaten. Vet, a person trained in the treatment of animals. Children, here we finish our chapter. So children, watch the video once again. Without fail, read the lesson and keep studying. Meet you soon with a new video. Bye children.